Now welcome to another...
Me Monday time. Me Monday time.
Welcome to another Meme Monday, where I will once again be responding to reacting to the memes that have been posted in the Discord server or sent into the email address in the description below, which means you can do that too if you'd like to.
Yes. And then your memes can get featured on Me Monday.
Indeed. And maybe you get a hammer of approval.
Oh, look, he's remembering
See, I
the
remember
hammer
it
right
from
away.
the start, see?
Uh-oh.
I know,
It means
trouble.
it'll be like every meme.
Every meme will be just hammer
I'm
quality.
going to say 30 of them, but there's only like 25 memes or something.
That feels it's kind of a lesser week. It's
Well,
a low M count, I think.
Hey, sometimes people are sending me memes that some end up in the spicy folder, some end up in the spoilers for Mando folder, which there will be none in this video, or Bad Batch.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Okay, so let us begin. Rarest things in Star Wars: Kyber crystals, Force dyad, Great Dragon Pearl, Filoni without hat. I think the rarest is by far
Filoni
the
without
Filoni
hat?
without hat.
I think he sleeps with it on.
I've only seen him one time. I think this is like one of the rare times.
It looks
I'm trying
so
to think there was like
weird.
one other like image or something he did where he wasn't wearing a hat. Yeah,
It's very bizarre to see him without it.
it is. He
It's-
even
his-
look how unhappy he looks. Like,
I know, he's like,
I forgot my hat.
I forgot my hat.
It's like forgetting my head because they're one and the same.
Oi.
And next.
Dean DeJarin. Is there a Dean DeJarin in the class?
Is this for you,
Probably.
who likes to put the D in there?
Come on, just you
emphasize.
keep reading it.
All right. My name is Din Djarin. You better watch your mouth, Dean Djarin.
I'm sorry that I always call him
You always
Din
do.
DeJarin
Yes.
instead of Din Djarin.
Why put the D there if you're not even going to pronounce it?
I am pronouncing it. Din
No,
Djarin.
well, no, I know you're pronouncing it, but
Djarin.
why put the D there at all if you're supposed to ignore it?
Well, you really aren't. The sound is in there. It's just hard to.
It's a very subtle D.
Yeah, it's very, very subtle.
Yeah, Din Djarin, but
Din
see, I already had
Djarin.
way too much, yeah.
Djarin. It's like a.
But you're putting
No,
it,
it's
no,
there.
it's not.
Din Djarin.
No.
No, it's there. It's there if you look.
Oh,
You have to
make sure.
believe.
You make sure people know it's there. Next. What the player sees in a colorful platformer. What the everyday enemies see in a colorful platformer when they see the player. I like this.
That's nice.
It's
right?
so true, right? Because you just
Yeah.
slice through them like they're
Because
nothing.
you're like, look at all these cute things that I'm destroying, and they're like, oh, he's coming!
Really?
He's coming!
Really makes you wonder, like, what is your murder count in video games? If you
Oh,
could
don't.
combine everything you've ever killed in a video game, like, how many things have you killed? The world is just filled with mass murderers.
The Death Star was a minor incident. To some...
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I mean, they've probably killed more than that in single games before.
Oof.
A lot of death. A lot of it. We're all just a bunch of psychopath serial killers.
Wow.
But we have a lot of fun doing it, so it's okay. Next.
Sometimes they drop things.
Yeah, it's worth it because I get, like, coins. Sometimes I can get, like,
New
items.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes they're, like, shiny purple items because that's, like, epic quality. And
rare.
How did that ever come to be, like, the white is, like, common, and then you go to, like, blue or green, and then blue and purple, and, like,
Yeah.
where did that system ever come from?
I don't know, but I love it.
Next.
I know, a reader. This is a reader one.
That's too much. That's...
If it wasn't good, I would not have allowed it.
All right.
Because of the reading.
I think memes have there should be, like, a word limit to a meme. But,
No.
hey, we'll give it a shot. The Lincoln assassination is really just wild if you think about it for a moment. The younger brother of one of the most famous actors in the country, himself a famous actor and heartthrob in his own right, killed the president in a theater and yelled, "Sic semper tyrannis," in a line often associated with Brutus, a character that his brother had famously played. Like, imagine if Liam Hemsworth killed the Prime Minister of Australia at a red carpet movie premiere or something and yelled, "I went for the..." And Chris had to leave the Avengers press tour to tell everyone, "I swear I had nothing to do with this." Imagine how weird that would be. And we then have a, I think, response that says, "A whole history major, and yet this post is the first time I fully appreciated the weirdness of the Lincoln assassination." Yeah, I never realized that he was, like, a quote-unquote famous actor.
Well, yeah, and his brother was a famous actor.
See, I didn't know that either. I'll be honest. I mean, I knew.
And he shouted
John
out a
Wilkes
line
Booth
his
is an
brother
actor.
is famous
Yeah.
for. And he
Yeah,
killed somebody at the theater.
that's strange.
I can't imagine being John Wilkes Booth's brother.
I mean, the furthest we go is, Will Smith with the slap. That's about And he says some things about his wife's,
Yeah, we're not
keep
going.
that name out of your mouth and all that. But that's about the. It's not an equivalent, I guess.
No,
not
can
even
you
close.
imagine it? And you're like, now I gotta explain to people I had nothing to do with this. Though he yelled out my famous line when he took out a president at the theater.
And the irony of using the go for the head thing.
Yeah.
That's too soon.
It's
Too soon.
Since the Lincoln assassination. Too soon. Too soon, everyone. Sorry, too soon.
Too soon. That was
It's too close to home, I guess.
to the head, yes. Oh, boy. Next. There they are. Bounty. If only sometimes it seems that easy in Star Wars. You just get this thing that, like, flashes when you get close to your target. The fobs.
Your fob out.
That's kind of the equivalent right here. Next. Grogu in his 50s, Bo-Katan in her 50s, Luke Skywalker. And what are they trying to say here? That Luke didn't
Somebody
quite
didn't
age as well as
the
others. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bo-Katan looks good for 50.
She looks very good for 50.
And Katie Sackhoff is in her 40s? I think probably mid-40s?
I think we forget how old Bo-Katan is.
Yeah, well, she was probably at least 20s in the Clone Wars.
You can definitely say she was in the 20s in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, easily.
Yep.
And so she's got to be mid-50s maybe.
Mid-50s. It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And then there's poor Luke.
Poor Luke
they didn't even put Obi-Wan up there. That would have been like...
I think they did use the wrong example.
Obi-Wan.
Putting Obi-Wan up there, like, ooh.
Obi-Wan in his 50s.
Nobody would have believed it. Like, that can't be. This isn't even funny. This isn't a meme because Obi-Wan was just so... obviously Sir Alec Guinness was... they didn't think they would have to one day match his age up with somebody, Ewan McGregor and all that. So I get it, but
yeah,
it is funny to see how old Kenobi looks in A New Hope. Next, on March 17th, Godzilla vs. Megalon shall be 50 years old. Megalon? How come I don't know that one?
Because you've probably never seen that one.
Well, you usually fill me in on all the MonsterVerse stuff. Like that's my lore channel. I just go to you like, who's Megalon?
Thanks.
Anyway, make sure to watch this fun and campy movie about a giant reptile and robot fighting a space chicken and cockroach with drills for hands. Why does that for some reason look like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger episode to me? Like some of their villains.
How dare you?
Like the one on the left, I think, is what's doing it for me.
Really? Oh, well, yeah.
Looks kind of like a putty. I don't know. I never got into
No.
Power Rangers. That was I missed the boat on that one entirely. I was too old for quote unquote, too old to watch stuff like that. And, here I am 20-some years later talking about Star Wars all day. But hey, no, how could... This looks like a classic. You got nothing. You got nothing.
No.
You're not going to try to defend this? You usually defend all MonsterVerse things.
I'm just saying, it's going to almost be 50 years old. That's exciting.
Oh, all right.
Come on. There's defending the MonsterVerse, but... you don't need to defend a campy movie. Fighting a space chicken and a cockroach with drill for hands, that's just fun.
If we move that back a couple memes, to the 50-year-old things, this one didn't age as well as some. This would be the Luke of that meme. I said it. Next, Gonk Droid, a Gonk story. It's a walking battery that repeatedly says Gonk, but we made a movie out of it, and you will pay to see it because it's Star Wars. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Could it be Gonky at least?
Maybe.
The Gonk droid from Bad Batch,
yeah.
who's named Gonky.
Very original.
Yeah.
Just like naming the droid after what it says, I suppose.
Just like when Ahsoka calls R2 R2-y.
Yes, or Sky Guy.
R2-y and Gonky go on adventures together.
Oh, boy.
Maybe they'll bring Goldie along.
Goldenrod?
No, Goldie. Remember Ahsoka also called a droid an astromech Goldie.
Oh.
But it was actually not a nice astromech.
No. Next. Father, I'm marrying Eowyn. Boromir would have married Arwen. Why? Why do we gotta...
We have to remind you. Gotta put Faramir back in his place.
We don't have to. His places.
He's only marrying Eowyn because
Hey,
Aragorn
she's
wouldn't take
one
him.
of the 4 women in the movie, so that's
She's
a
not
win.
as nice as Rosie.
Well, Rosie looks like she'd be just a nice...
She'd be super
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you had to choose one of them to marry.
Rosie's probably the sweetest.
Yeah, probably. Next, Disney. Anakin Skywalker in Honey, I Slaughtered the Kids.
Look at him stare.
He's going to eat them. What? Could you imagine if he was in Honey, I Shrank the Kids and That classic scene when he's like bringing it to his mouth and he sees the kid on like the Cheerio
cereal,
or whatever, and
yeah.
he's like, and just keeps feeding him. All right, I'll see what this is like.
Oh, you're horrible sometimes.
Oh boy.
Honey, I shrunk the kids. Not honey, I shrank the kids.
Whatever.
Whatever.
What is shrank or shrunk?
Details matter.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, I'm not an English major, so
No.
past tense, present tense, it gets me sometimes.
He doesn't know if it's today or yesterday.
Honey, I eaten the kids.
Oh, no, just next. This is crucial. Ugh.
When my computer asks if I want to update, not yet. This is me. I don't know who sent this in, but it gets quality just because this is me.
Because you refuse to update your computer?
I get mad when it's like, I'm going to update now. Like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. It becomes like a matter of principle. Like, I'll tell you when you update.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm going to...
It's great because then you're like, well, how do I do this? I'm like, well, I don't know because your computer's like 8 updates behind mine, so I do it this way, but you can't.
My computer gets so mad at me.
It does.
It just collects updates, and then eventually I forget to postpone the update, and then it goes. It's so happy that day.
It's like, haha, you forgot.
Next. You might have been the direct inspiration for the planet, culture, the entire clone army, and like at least 3 series, but you are not Mandalorian. This is outrageous. Well, I'm not doing Boba Fett voice. This is outrageous. Oh, I'm still not doing Boba Fett voice. This is outrageous. How can you literally be the original Mandalorian character and not be one? This is a good question.
That's true. But he is kind of. They've kind of established that his dad was.
It depends on who you ask, right?
Almec said no, but he has Mandalorian armor.
Bo-Katan said no to Boba as well.
Boba
You're
said
not one of us.
she said Boba wasn't.
But that kind of implies...
Boba wasn't raised on the culture or anything. His dad was. I think his dad left the Mandalorians is what I assume.
Well, yeah, we don't know what the new canon... I mean, you never know what the new canon's going to do. They're going to do some funky things from time to time.
Yeah, I don't think Boba Fett is truly a Mandalorian. I think Jango
I don't think he
was.
wants to be. He kind of...
he wants to do his own
he's
thing.
honoring his father. He's not wearing it because he's trying to pretend to be a Mandalorian.
No.
He's trying to be like his dad.
It's his dad's
Just
armor.
a simple man making his way through the galaxy.
Yeah. Picking up kids on Tatooine and having a Vesper gang.
I don't like picking up kids. They were clearly of age.
collecting
You're
strays.
making it sound like it's weird now.
He's protecting him from Anakin.
Oh boy. Next. A mosquito accidentally flew through the One Ring. Does that work that way?
I'd be terrified.
If you were a mosquito?
No. Think about it.
Of an invisible one?
Yeah.
You get
all those
freaked out.
times when you like swat at your arm but there was nothing there? It's just bugs that have crawled through the
You
One Ring.
freak out at mosquitoes.
I have issues.
Yes.
That's
Well,
because
yeah.
at one time I had like 50 mosquito bites all at once because in high school we were doing this. You have to stay out on the track for
Stand at
24
the swamp
hours.
for 24 hours?
You know the track by my high school is all by the woods and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were
Why
doing
would you
relay
stand on the track
It was
for
relay
24
for
hours?
life. So long, you had people sponsor you to stay and you'd walk the track for 24 hours. You or a member of your team always had to be on the track.
I would have paid someone to sponsor me and to walk the track.
I was paid to be sponsored to be on the track with my team.
No, you're missing it.
in high school.
I would have somebody sponsor me and then I'd pay someone else to sponsor me on the track.
And yeah, so I got chewed on by mosquitoes all night, and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
So that's why.
That is why.
All these years later. Just terrified of them.
I can't deal with them.
Next. Which side are you on? Gonk or mouse?
It's tough.
Probably Gonk.
Really, I love mouse droids. I think they're adorable.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
I'm glad you did it because, as you know, I'll just walk around the house doing it sometimes. Or making tauntaun noises.
I mean, gonks are nice because you got like a portable power bank, but it's a little large.
I'm just going to leave that
It's
alone.
gonna take you a while to get anything, you know. If you tell, hey, Gonk, go and get me a soda, and be like, Gonk, and he's gonna walk like 2 halves, tiny little steps. And
He's going to
meanwhile,
have
the mouse droid's like,
But he has no... I mean, neither one of them
you
have
don't
any
know.
arms.
You don't know. They might have attachments.
I don't know.
I think they do. We've seen Gonk in Bad Batch use a little.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the Gonk is more likely to have an attachment
No,
than the
I
mouse
think the
droid.
mouse one has one. You just can't see it.
I mean, it's quicker. I'll give you that. The mouse
Yeah.
droid is definitely much quicker. Next. Wait, Pedro wasn't on set today. It's done double. Is Pedro ever on set?
Oh, wow.
I said it.
feel like
I
you
went
threw the
there.
gauntlet down there.
I mean, he just needs his voice.
he had a busy time this season. Is what I heard. He was, very busy doing The Last of Us at the same time, so he was not on set very much.
I don't know. I don't know if he's ever been on set, other than when the 3 times he's taken off the helmet.
Maybe no.
Could be it, and they could just CGI that. That's when that's where they spent all their CGI money is on him, not Luke. That's why Luke looks like he does.
Oh,
spending too much time getting Pedro in the scene. I'm just kidding.
I know you are.
But what am I?
Okay, Pee-wee. Next.
Don't call me Pee-wee. YouTube showed me that PewDiePie, weird that's like Pewdie and Anyway, YouTube showed me that PewDiePie is Dr. Pershing.
Whoever was watching our video, they put them on top of each other, and he really does look.
He does.
Like
we
Dr.
figured
Pershing.
out the mystery.
We know what he's up to now.
Yes, he's building a YouTube empire.
He is. It's frightening.
It is frightening.
The empire's reach has grown.
PewDiePie is an imperial.
With his army.
Yes.
He does have an army.
The 9-year-old army, right?
19-year-old now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because
I haven't seen
of
a
the
PewDiePie in a
YouTube
while, yeah.
children's policy. It's now a 19-year-old army.
But it's still 9-year-olds.
Probably.
No, a lot of adults watch it too. He's humorous. I don't have any
really
problem
funny.
with PewDiePie, yeah.
I was excited because I commented on one of his videos once and got a whole bunch of people who were like, "Ha, he's never gonna see this." I was like, "Oh, they're probably right."
I know that was. I don't remember what you commented, and like you actually think he's gonna read this, and you're like, "Oh."
I had a whole ton of responses about you think he's gonna see this, and I was like,
"Well, no, but yeah, you just wanted to comment."
Just wanted to comment, just like all of you wanted to comment.
Oh boy. Next, smoke used for dramatic effect plus a billowing cape. Flew a TIE fighter with the Force so he could stand on top menacingly. Mm-hmm. Did a triple front flip over lava only to get some limbs cut off, yeah. Extra as F, Anakin Skywalker was already a bit extra, but becoming Darth Vader took things to a whole new level and stole every scene.
Yeah. He had to have the smoke effect to come down that hallway.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Does
it just follow him?
It's in his budget. He built it into his suit. He's got
Does he have a button to play the Imperial March too?
Probably. Then he's like, "Here, I'm going to fly my TIE fighter with the Force because I am really cool and I have to show off."
Well, yeah. I mean, if I could fly a TIE fighter with the Force and stand on it to lower myself to face Ezra. I mean, it's like Ezra, though. It's like, couldn't you save that for someone a little cooler than Ezra? I mean, I like Ezra. Don't get me wrong. I like Ezra in the final episode, and I'm curious to see what happened to him. I'll be honest. He was never my favorite until that one. All right, next. Critically acclaimed. I'm already laughing. Thor: Love and Thunder. How'd that get in there?
Critically acclaimed by Disney Plus.
Oh, I was like, who would have ever? Critically acclaimed?
That's a Disney Plus, somebody scrolling around and...
It is. That's in their critically acclaimed tab, yeah. Oh, boy.
Why? But why?
Why? Oh, next. Revenge of the Sith, but Padme is 8 months pregnant with twins and has no patience for Anakin's melodramatic hating self.
Yep.
I like she actually looks more pregnant there than in the movie.
Yeah, like that she brought the chair.
It's like WWE.
Anakin, you're a Jedi. Stop goofing around.
Stop crying.
Get on the ship. Obi-Wan's on there. He'll make you a taco.
She didn't know Obi-Wan was on there.
Pregnant with twins, no patience, Padme knows.
Oh, I suppose.
I think she knows everything.
She knew. She knew what she was doing.
No, she's not putting up with nothing.
Next. He's probably thinking of other girls right now. Are the children of the Watch all virgins, or can they do the deed with their helmet on? I forget what you asked me the other day. We were in the car together and both quiet, and you asked me, "What are you?" Just trying to catch me off guard, like, "What are you thinking right now?" And I was like, "Mandalorian." Or something. I don't even remember what I said, but I said something just stupid because it was literally what I was thinking about. And you're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yes. Really."
Really.
I can't remember if it was like bad. It was just something. It's like, 'cause I just instantly responded because you were just trying to. I don't know what you were trying to do, but that's what I think. If you wanted to, if anybody wants to know, yeah.
Hey.
Thinking Star Wars, way too much.
Way too much.
Way too much.
I mean, just way.
Way too much.
Way.
Next, Wednesday and Sunday. Hey, wait.
It looks familiar.
He rescues children.
Two men on a mission. The same mission.
Yeah, it's like the same show.
It is. There's a lot of similarities.
It's oddly enough there is. Yes. Conspiracy theory. Star Wars is set in a post-apocalyptic United States.
Wow.
No?
No.
Next. The Force, the Jedi. It's all real. It's barely been 50 years since the end of the Jedi Order, and Luke only vanished 15 years ago. Do they not teach this stuff in school? Is history not a thing in the Republic? Yep. I'm going to give this one a quality. This gets a hammer because this is so true. I have this argument a lot. It's like, especially that I'm a little older, right? It's like everybody forgot things that happened 30 years ago. When I'm like, 30 years ago? I was like in high school, and like I remember that. Mm-hmm. I remember what was going on in the world then too.
Just like when you used to ask your grandparents where they were for the moon landing.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, that's not that long ago.
Yeah,
and we're
exactly.
Like, yes, it was.
But it feels so long. It's so strange that everybody's like, nope, everybody forgot the Jedi in like 20 years. Even though there was this big galactic war that featured them, and
we don't talk about that.
Would have been all on the Hollow News and everything else. But, it's not real. None of it. Even though she's literally on Jakku with all these Star Destroyers and stuff, and I don't know. Next. What exactly is the Anakin special? That's an extra crispy chicken with one wing and no legs. He seems interested. He's like, yeah, all right, I'll take two.
Yeah.
Because then I'll have 2 wings and 2 legs.
No, there's no legs. You still don't get any legs.
Oh, that's right. Yes. My bad.
You do get 2 wings,
2
but
wings,
still no
better
legs.
better than nothing. I don't even know. Next. I cut a pear and fed it to Padme with the Force. Oh. It took me a minute. Like, see, he frowned upon that. I like this one because I'm always talking about how Obi-Wan would frown. This gets a hammer. Gets a hammer. Because I always reference that. Everything was like, Obi-Wan would frown upon that. Yes. So.
Yes, he would. Look, he's frowning.
He's frowning, yes.
Frowning upon it right now.
Be very grumpy, I believe, is the exact quote. But I always say frown upon. Oh, good stuff. Next. When asked why there was only one set of footprints in the sand, Jesus replied, the sand people... Oh, how did I not see this coming?
The sand people move in single file.
I feel like I'm not a real Star Wars fan for not seeing that one coming.
I don't know how.
Because I always say... What do I always say? What is one of my favorite quotes? Whenever I say I'll soon be back.
And in greater number?
Yep. All the time.
What happens? When anything walks away.
Yep. It'll soon be back.
When the cats walk away.
Well, sometimes they do come back. 2 of them. So when they do, I kind of cheer and like, haha, I told you.
But most of the time they don't.
No, usually they don't.
No, usually one will come back, and the other one will come back whenever they want.
In greater number.
No, they'll come back solo.
Like Han Solo?
Han Solo.
How you live with me is, I'll never figure it out.
Me neither.
Next. That's it?
That's it.
I have to look like an idiot on the last one that didn't see it coming?
Yep. Just the way I like it.
You plan these things.
I thought for sure you'd get that one.
Now that I look, I'm like, how did I not?
How did you not?
So disappointed in myself.
Shame to you.
All right. Well, either way, that is going to be all we got for you this time. So now it's your turn to take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of this week's memes, or you can always feel free to send in some memes to the email address in the description below, or continue to post them in the Discord server. Either way, leave those comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars, and until next time, thanks for watching.